Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good evening, I'm Jen Ah. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7, streaming on YouTube. To our top story, sponsored by Carnegie Heights. If you love sports and are looking for a part-time gig, we have some good news for you. Allegiant Stadium is looking to hire more than 2,000 part-time workers, with tens of thousands of fans expected to attend games soon. Roles include hospitality, food service, security, ticketing, customer service, and custodial work during the Raiders' 9 upcoming home games. Those interested can apply through Allegiant Stadium's website. Plus, it was an idea that sparked lots of debate in Carson City. Governor Steve Sisolak's proposed innovation zones that would have allowed tech companies to form their own separate county-like governments in Nevada. We're now learning this proposal will not be moving forward during this legislative session. The governor's office confirming the proposal was scrapped and replaced with an interim committee of lawmakers. They'll reportedly study this concept before the 2023 session. Over in Henderson, a new Review-Journal investigation is looking into the discipline and accountability of the city's police officers. Records made public showing citizens' complaints, allegations of sexual misconduct, and criminal arrests. Review-Journal's Renee Summerhour has more as police accountability nationwide is under intense scrutiny. Renee?
Jen, these newly released internal affairs records identify a small group of Henderson officers with years of violations who escaped serious disciplinary action. In this story, now on LVRJ.com, the investigation is broken down into 6 parts with video to illustrate the alleged misconduct. One officer having 2 arrests and a sexual harassment violation who is still on the job at Henderson Jail now. Another who, despite being fired years later, was repeatedly investigated for misconduct at crime scenes and hiring prostitutes.
The focus ended up being on Henderson because they were willing to release a lot of the documents that the other 2 departments weren't willing to release.
Stay with us as we bring you more of an in-depth discussion tomorrow, live on YouTube, Twitter, and LVRJ.com, explaining the overview of the investigation and top takeaways. Jen?
The judge denies bail for the man charged in the fatal weekend shooting on the Strip.
The court very carefully reviewed the arrest report in this matter and finds proof is evident and the presumption is great.
Police say 25-year-old Malik Frost shot 2 people, killing one on Sunday at the Hawaiian Marketplace near Las Vegas Boulevard South. His next court hearing is set for Wednesday. We have some breaking health news tonight, sponsored by 4M Dental. Love your smile again. 6 more cases of acute non-viral hepatitis has been linked to the Real Water brand. That's according to the Southern Nevada Health District. The district says they've now identified a total of 11 cases and 1 suspect case. The 12 people were hospitalized and have since been released. None of the children or adults required a transplant. To date, Real Water was found to be the only common link between these cases. The district is reporting that the newly identified cases are all adults. Now on to your business news, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability. Resorts World is officially slated to open on June 24th. And our real estate expert Eli Siegel says this huge $4.3 billion project could give the North Strip a boost, something locals have long hoped for. He says while there's no way to predict a project's success or failure, one thing's for sure. The Resorts World is going all out, featuring 3,500 rooms, more than 40 food and beverage spots, large meeting spaces, and casino, along with a star-studded lineup of performers. Now a check on your weather, sponsored by 1 Hour Air. No matter the season, no matter the reason, 1 Hour is here for you. After a cool and cloudy Monday, it looks like things are going to get chillier tonight. Temps plunging into the low 50s. The wind sticking around, blowing 10 to 20 miles per hour. Now look at the rest of the week. Highs tomorrow looking to hit around 70 degrees before we warm back up to the 80s starting on Wednesday. The temps expected to keep climbing from there. And take a look at your weekend forecast. We could reach 100 degrees. On to your lifestyle news, sponsored by Get Healthy Clark County. There may soon be a long wait to eat at your favorite restaurants. Review-Journal's Kelsey Kendall tells us why.
Even though increased capacity limits are a good sign for restaurants, many are running into a whole new problem. They're having a hard time finding the staff to serve the larger crowds, and it's impacting how they operate.
It's very good. I mean, I've even had to do a little control on my crowd a little bit, and I have to eliminate the online ordering. I had to eliminate reservations. Now what I'm doing at the other store, I'm closing 2 days a week. I'm closing at 4 instead of closing at 7. At this store, I've never closed 1 day a week for any reason, but now I am, and I'm doing all of this here just to give my employees days off.
Experts saying the shutdown lasted long enough that many workers found other jobs, though many could come back once all restrictions have been lifted. From the Review Journal, I'm Kelsey Kendall.
Sports, sponsored by Scenic Brewing Company. It's officially NFL Draft Week. Sports writer Sam Gordon is in Ohio with more.
Had the pleasure of checking out the Pro Football Hall of Fame here in Canton, about an hour away from Cleveland, where all the draft festivities are. Ton of excitement here, especially at the Hall of Fame. Nobody ever really thought the draft was coming to Cleveland, but yet here it is. The Hall of Fame is super excited. I had the chance to check out the museum. Raiders stuff everywhere, honoring all the legends of the past and the present. And behind me is Charles Woodson and Tom Flores. These guys are going to be inducted this summer, so that's just going to add to the Raiders' ever-growing presence in Canton, but it's awesome to be here. Draft week has been a ton of fun so far, and I'm excited to have more for you throughout the course of the week.
Sports betting, sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. Mattress Mac is back and headed to the track. Houston furniture store owner Jim McInvale plans to make the biggest bet in Kentucky Derby history Saturday at Churchill Downs. Mac said he'll wager between $2 and $4 million on Essential Quality, the current 5-2 favorite to hedge a potential loss on a furniture promotion. Customers will get their money back on any purchase of $3,000 or more if the favorite wins the first leg of horse racing's Triple Crown.
In your entertainment news, sponsored by DiscoverYourNevada.com, brought to you by Travel Nevada. As things start to open back up, more entertainers are being announced, including Uptown Funk. Review Journal's Johnny Katz explains what's in store for this year's 4th of July weekend.
Bruno Mars is the first out of the gate for MGM Resorts International's resident headliners.
Bruno Mars.
He's back at Park Theater at Park MGM on the 4th of July weekend. Across the strip, it's Dave Chappelle at MGM Grand Garden Arena. The first 2 weeks of July are going to be nuts on the strip, folks.
Thank you for watching 7 at 7. If you have a Roku device, just search Review Journal to download our channel. Watch Las Vegas breaking news streaming live on your OTT device. We'll see you back here tomorrow for 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal. Good night.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.